All right, it's 6:02. We'll go ahead and call to order the November 20th meeting of the Well 5J Board of Education to order. If you would, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. Rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Diagano, would you please call roll?
Monica Johnson? Here. Amanda Proctor?
Here.
Faith Fasano?
Here.
Amy Musgrave arriving late. Michael Whale?
Here. We do need to approve our agenda for this evening. Are there any changes?
Yeah, staff has one change. We'd like to pull the Ledford agenda item off and move it out in front of us, get some legal advice for board members.
Okay. Do I have a motion to remove item C from special business?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Vice President Sisson, a second by Director Proctor to remove item 7C from the agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. I will entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
A motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
We have a motion by Director Proctor, a second by Director Johnson to approve the agenda as it's been amended. Any discussion on that? All's in favor? Aye. We have an agenda. Do we have any citizen comments on agenda items? Thank you. I'll move on to staff and student celebrations and recognitions. Superintendent Nielsen.
Thanks, President Wales and board members. It's been a month since we've had a chance to celebrate some of the great things in the district. And so I'm just going to rattle through a few tonight that have happened and are upcoming, because I think there's some things out in front of us. I want to celebrate a community college and the work they do to help support our students. But part of that is to reach down even into our middle school and our middle school students. Last week, I had a chance to go over and be part of a program called Get Into the Guts. It advertises some of their medical pathways they have at Ames Community College. That day, we also happened to have, on purpose, we had our meeting for principals over there. So our principals got to get a sense of what Ames was offering and think about that work and how does that influence the work that we do in the district, both how we communicate the work we do and how we communicate the opportunities that we might have with partners outside of our district. So that was a pretty cool morning for middle school students. We've had Turkey Bingo as a pretty fascinating opportunity. MES had theirs. They used MS to host Turkey Bingo, and we also had a Turkey Bingo night out at PRE. Both, as I understand, were well attended. I had a chance last week to go to RHS to see the play and enjoyed both the students that were in it, the energy they brought, but also the way they utilized this was pretty fascinating to see. The set design and how accommodating that space is for the set design. So kudos, I think, to the district for that. That space continues to just blow my mind and how we're able to use it. We had a Veterans Day celebration at Elwell, and a choir that represents, sings all the songs, all of our military groups. That was well done again this year. I also want to celebrate some of the work that the teams of teachers are doing right now. And we've talked about this here before, but we've got teams of teachers who are working together to challenge themselves, challenge students. And it's happening right now at all three of our elementary schools. We had a group of educators who came together in what they call Java-like professional development. And so we had a group of special education teachers lay some of the same protocols over the work they're doing, that the grade level teachers are doing. Again, trying to help them reinforce their work and to enhance outcomes for students. And that was pretty neat to see. And we're on the verge of starting to do that same type of teaming work with our early childhood students, which is exciting. So I just want to say thank you to teachers for taking that risk and for the work they're doing to continue to enhance their skills. I had a great meeting with Superintendent's Advisory Council last week. It happened to be on the same day in the Guts, and our focus that day with Mr. Benson was, what is it we can do? What I asked the students that day to do was to go back to the 8th grade year and to think about if they were able to give their 8th grader some advice that they know with the information they have now, what would it be? And what could we do better as a school system to help with that? And so they were able to work together, talk amongst themselves, and share some ideas with Mr. Benson about what we could do to enhance that transition from middle school to high school, but also the work we do along the way to support students as they move through the high school. So that was a great day for students. I do want to report, we talked at our work session about the possible board representation from students. We have 2 interviews for student board members. They're both scheduled for the next time we're together as a board on December 11th. And that will be the first things on the agenda, and we'll work through exactly what that looks like on the agenda. But I just want you to know that. And both of those individuals are going to join the district down Casby in Colorado Springs. So that's exciting that we'll have 2 students that get to join that student strand at Casby. And they have opportunities to work with many of the school district or school students who have been part of the leadership strand already. So that's pretty exciting. I also will share, we've talked about sharing with you a video that CDE did. They came up to look at our Space Club, which is a club that Catherine Rifter is doing at MMS. And Colorado Department of Education came up and did a story and ended up doing a video on the work they did. And I think they've got a trip. They either have done it or it's coming up soon to go down to Lockheed Martin. So something, and that we'll put that video in the Friday update.
So what was that called?
Space Camp. Oh no, Space Club. Sorry, it's Space Club at the middle school. And the shifter last year did an externship, I think with NASA, and came back pretty jazzed and is working to infuse that into the students. Opportunity. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat what she's doing at MMS right now, soon to be RMS. So a quick reminder of the dates. Friday morning, we do have a tour at RMS at 7:30. If you remember, we used to do Festival of Lights in Milliken at the school, and I think it left the school for a little while. It will be back at middle school on December 6th. And in Johnstown, we have Johnstown Jingle on December 1st. The district will have presence at both, obviously one in our building and the other one we've got other things planned. So just things for you to know. We'll make sure to share those.
Presents or presents?
We will be present. I think probably a good place for me to stop.
Questions? All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Still another celebration?
Oh my gosh, the biggest one on my list is we have another celebration. I'm so sorry. That's an event. We have a group of architects who are here with us tonight that helped us build the building that our students front row get to go to school in. And they went and won a prestigious award up in Oregon at a national conference. And so I would love, Chad, you to come up and talk a little bit about the award that you won, introduce your team, and talk a little bit about the work. But as you're thinking about coming up, I just want to go back to, you know, where this district was, where we went out for a bond and we were looking to do some work, and we were looking ultimately to get a new middle school, and ultimately that didn't work out in this district. And then out of that came this desire from the community to build a brand new high school. And when you take a look at ultimately what Trainer created, with the help of community members and staff members, board members, through a pretty tumultuous time in this district, when you think about, I mean, that process started with a superintendent, a couple superintendents ago for me. We had at least 2 principals that were on that site. But board members were there throughout, staff members were there throughout, and Trainer was at the forefront of that and recognized for a building that I believe be recognized for years to come, because it is, I've been in lots of high schools in my tenure, and it is the best high school I've ever been in terms of opportunity for kids, but also space and structure and how you designed the building for that amount of students. So with that, I just want to say thank you to Trainer, and I'm sorry I saved the best for last and then didn't go down that road. But Chad, will you come up and talk about your team and talk?
Can the team join?
Yeah, please bring the whole team up. You bet.
I'd love that. Well, I first have to say that we are so honored to be here tonight. It's amazing. This is amazing to be honored by a school district in this fashion. A school, a facility is only as good as the client and vision that comes from that client. And what you guys, the community board, Rebecca, everyone that was involved in that process, and a couple of you were deeply involved in that process from start to finish, were part of shaping that vision. And that is what makes a great, great school. And I have to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to serve this district and create such an amazing place for all of these guys. Because these guys is where our heart is, and it's not about us, it's about them. And we're just so honored to be a part of it. I'll let Scott talk a little bit about the award and that process. Scott and Rebecca were on stage presenting that award, and Scott was the lead designer. I was the principal in charge, and Patrick Johnson was the project manager on the project. And we had a whole fleet of individuals that you probably know and love through the years, and their talents are absolutely amazing. I wish we could all be here tonight, but from the bottom of our hearts, just say thank you. Scott, you want to describe the award?
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I mean, again, as Chad said, it was just an amazing project, and we knew we wanted to celebrate it and just show the world, present it at the national convention. And so we worked this year putting together videos, and Corinne's not here, and she was a big part of this as well from the standpoint. But again, just a huge team, and we just wanted to carry that through this year. And luckily it won that award, and so they brought us up and they presented it to us for the new build. And it's just great that the whole nation knows about this facility, because it really is about community, and on top of that, we actually did a presentation, and Rebecca was there, which was amazing. She was a rock star there. But it was about telling about the community. It's about the alignment that you guys did. And it's just amazing that the reception of that speaking opportunity and then also the award. It was really, really cool.
I'd just jump in with one asterisk, I guess, and just to thank our build partner, Adolfson Peterson, who was tremendous in terms of keeping us on schedule and on budget and really bringing value and delivering a really high quality construction. So, from owner to subcontractors, it's been an amazing experience. It really does take a village to deliver a fantastic project, and to be part of it, as Chad said, is very humbling. We're very grateful. So, thank you very much.
What was the name of the award? What was the award given?
Go ahead.
It was the new build for Learningscapes, April E. That was just the name of the award. I think there's 3 categories. There's new build, there's a renovation, and then there's like a special space. And those are the 3 categories that they give out.
Yeah, so A4LE is short for Association for Learning Environments. And it's really the school industry, the school design industry's largest organization. Every year they have an international conference. This year was in Portland. And everyone across the country that is involved in planning and design of schools, administrators, they go to this conference, and it's kind of, you talk about education, you talk about student achievement, you talk about spaces that make a difference. And your project was the top project of the year across the country. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. So it's quite an honor. I've been in schools for 31 years. I've done 30 new high schools in my career. This is absolutely the greatest high school I've ever been a part of and designed. And the award is kind of tells the world that, dang, that was good. That was good.
And the cool thing about that organization is they don't look at the architecture really. It's all about the planning for students. And it was really unique what Roosevelt did, and it really showcased that building. So.
And I believe, and you guys probably are feeling it right now, it will influence the next builds that are coming. People are coming to look at it. People have been coming to look at it since before it opened. But yeah, there's recognition for how influential the design is, and it will continue to influence others to think differently about what it can look like, feel like.
Well, I feel a little bit sorry for Rebecca and David. They have to give so many tours throughout their time. They're very busy anyway. But literally, we do schools all over the state, and we're working with clients, and they say, you know what, we've got to go see Roosevelt. Do you know about this school? Like, yeah, we know a bit about it. We'll put in contact. So it's truly amazing that it's amazing because it is a place for students to thrive and to really 17 pathways and everything in between, with the athletics and the performance and all of the programs. It was just orchestrated beautifully from the vision that started the whole thing and the planning. And, it probably felt like we didn't have time to make decisions the way we wanted to, but we in our minds, we took our time and we did it. And we were completely laser focused, and our team was playing. So it's one of those projects that is a lifetime project as an architect. So thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of it.
Well, thanks for going on the journey with us. 40 years to come.
Hope so. very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Cool.
Are you ready? I mean, I was just gonna add that 4LE had their regional, was it their regional meeting? Right before the school opened. And I got to be a part of the tour, and it was interesting just like following behind everybody as they were walking through the building and looking at stuff and the comments that you were hearing. And there, I mean, how big of a region was that? I mean, I know there was people from out of state, but it was mostly Colorado
Yeah,
facility planners and architects.
you're talking about the region.
That regional that we had at Roosevelt.
It's a mountain region.
Okay.
Group,
Yeah, I was just really, I don't know, and I've said it before, I'm the guy who grew up here, and Roosevelt was always the joke to all of our neighbors, and it was just so cool to stand behind these guys as they're walking through the building, the Creeks, the Denver Public School, Aurora Public Schools, the County 12, and having them look at this building and be like, oh my God, why aren't we doing this? And we do this, and what if we did? And I mean, they got their sketchbooks out and they're starting to draw stuff. Like, that's right, this is Roosevelt, baby. So, all right, well, let's move on to our reports.
I'll start. I just have a short report today, but I just want to congratulate. I came on at the very tail end, so I didn't contribute anything, but I just get to be so proud of what our community accomplished. So what an honor. It's like the Oscars for your team, and you just won the Oscar, so it's so great. Well, congratulations for that. And then the only thing I have to report today is to be a part of the 3rd grade civic field trip. And that was so much fun. The Pioneer Ridge Elementary student, the 3rd graders, came to the library as a part of their civics field trip. And they also toured other civic facilities throughout our town area. And it's just such a joy to be with the staff, to be with the teachers, to be with the volunteer parents on the field trip, and to be to see the excitement of the students. I love that kind of opportunity. So that was so much fun to be a part of, and was so excited to do that. The other thing I'm really sad about is tomorrow I don't get to be at Chopped at the high school. It's the big Chopped festival, and I have to work. So I am really disappointed I can't be at the Chopped contest tomorrow. You guys get to go, but I will not be there. So good luck to everyone that's doing Chopped tomorrow. I can't wait to hear all about it. And that's all I have to report today.
I'll go next. I think being an architect is very interesting. You take a lot of different opinions and put it into a picture, and that's a talent my very personality just doesn't have. So thank you again for bringing an actual vision to the words. So thank you. So what I have done, I went to QA's Veterans Day Assembly, and I've been to KQA's Veterans Day Assemblies in the past. It was really interesting is the Roosevelt Band came and played, and the KQA Middle School Band played as well. But what was fantastic about it is I love when the high school activities drop down to middle school or elementary, because it really does inspire those kids in a tangible way to see what it could be like. And I know the middle school band played after the high band, and yes, they're middle schoolers and and it's not quite the same, but to be able to see what you could be accomplished at the high school was fantastic. So thank you, Mr. Paulson, for doing that, and the students for coming and dropping into KQA to do that as well. It really did make it lively, and everybody in the community who came got to enjoy that. What else did I do?
Do you mind if I just say one thing too? Of course. And all the RHS people here correct me, but I think the band just got into state competition, regional competition for the first time in 8 years. Is that a statistic?
In a decade, I think.
Yeah. So So they're killing it over there, so that's just a little side note to how awesome the biz is doing.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And then the other thing is a board liaison to the District Accountability Committee. And this year there's a lot more meetings with the District Accountability Committee. Thank you, Scott. And it's continuing on the work of being the graduate profile, and the homework is very uncomfortable for me. The homework is to go talk to people you don't know in your circle about their high school experience, and that's really uncomfortable. So I think I'm going to have to sit at the Mill House or something and buy people coffee to talk about their high school experience, and that's going to be very strange, so thanks for that. Yeah, and other than that, that's all.
Well, at least you have it on public record now. That's what you're doing at Millhouse.
I know, that's why I have to hold myself accountable. Like, I have to go to the Mill House and talk to strangers on a Saturday.
Lucky.
Thank you.
I don't have a ton to add tonight, report really, but I did want to say about the high school. Thank you guys for bringing our vision to life. It's really cool to see that building being used the way we intended it to be used, from games, basketball games, the way the classes are being held, the CTE work that's being done in there, cheer and dance competitions, all those things, and making it kind of the community hub we wanted it to be. That's really been exciting to see. So thank you guys for that work. But that happens without the voters in this community agreeing to that bond. And that was not always an easy sell, but I think now we have this really cool thing that we can do and say, this is what we got for that, let alone a brand new elementary school, soon to be brand new middle school, all those other things. So just thank you to voters in the district that allowed us to bring that to life. So that's been really exciting. As far as reports, I don't have a ton to add. I did one of the turkey bingo events. I won't pretend I wasn't voluntold to be at that turkey bingo event, but it was a lot of fun. And seeing those families come to, if that was Pioneer Ridge that I was at, but seeing those families come and having the gym full and playing bingo and engaging with each other was really, really fun to see. I'm glad other buildings are taking that and doing that as well. And the only thing I wanted to say is SB is coming up. There is some delegate work that I get to do at that event. Their legislative agenda is out, I think, now. So if you all haven't looked at that, I'm happy to send it to you. If you have thoughts, concerns, questions, please let me know. I'll share those at that meeting. But I'll spend afternoon sitting in that conference room, sacrificing for all of you that event. So, but it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the CAS retreat. So that's it for me.
That sounds horrible.
It's not that.
I did the state event with the band. That's first time in 10 years, so they were very happy to go. We were all very proud of them. Mr. Benson went. They were all very thrilled that he went. And the softball hosted regionals. That was awesome. At Nelson. They had the awards night for softball. And then I think that's all I've done. I feel like it's been a long time since we've been here. Choir prep into that.
And for me to shift my thinking and really get excited for the work that you guys are doing at Trainer is this windfall that you guys are going to start seeing come out of that. Now people know that, hey, this is the team that was behind this great thing that's happened in Johnson. So it's exciting for us to see you guys see the success that's going to be coming, and know that, again, trying to like swallow some of that pride and go to that, a high tide is going to raise all ships. I think it's one of the things that's that standard, and now it's kind of cool to see them say, yes, that's what we want. We're going to settle for an institution. We're going to settle for we're going to shoot for an environment, and it'll be a great environment, larger audience. I didn't know a whole lot either. I went to Veterans Day at Elwell. Always and be a part of it, but we got some talented kids. The speakers, all the kids who spoke, just did such a wonderful job. So hats off to them. I keep wanting to go see the one at KQA. Like,
It's hard to right back to back with each other.
So when we were who was it? Said it would be cool if we do like a round robin, so that the community could visit each of the elementary schools who do those.
Do one in the morning because they're right after each other.
Yeah, do like
a way to back and forth.
Right, do a morning and a lunch and maybe an afternoon. So I don't know. I know a few people I could put that bug into their ear. Those. So
Know a guy?
I know a guy.
No, someone.
They mentioned Casby. We should be. Do you have our packets this evening? Was that the Casby stuff this evening?
I would have, but there was a slight emergency.
Okay, that's fine.
I have everything electronically. You'll be getting, I'll have everything ready in prior to you.
Okay. Yeah, take a look at all this stuff in there. Are you going to be able to make it this week?
For part of it, yes.
Okay.
Not the whole time.
Okay.
So I'll work with Jessica to modify reservation.
Okay. Felt like I was going to say something else about Casby, but I don't remember what it was. If it comes up, I'll remind you guys about it. I'll remind you guys about superintendent evaluations, so have those ready for the December meeting. Jessica's got a manila envelope coming for us to put it all in. We have a meeting tomorrow night. I'm going to be excited to talk about the award for the building. Just rub that in a little bit. I'm going to take a little pride, so we'll rub that a little bit. And I think that's it for me. Anything else? Let's move on to the superintendent's office.
Well, I just have a couple things I just want to update the board on. First of all, long-range planning continues to move forward. Got another meeting tomorrow night. Some of our friends from Trainer should be back tomorrow night. Our plan tomorrow night with the group is to land the plane on what we bring to the board December 11th in terms of recommendation for the fall of 25 boundaries. A bunch of which we've talked about already, so I think you are in the loop, and then I'm starting to look forward from that point on. So that's going well. We did kick off the graduate pro work, and that is circulating now in different environments and gathering input from the community. So as Amanda said, we're collecting, talking to individuals. There's a survey that's gone out in multiple platforms and asking people a couple questions, the same questions we talked with the board about when we were together in session 2 weeks ago. I also want to just say, think about the building. One of the things about the building that blew my mind as a former coach was the arena. the arena for building that's a student body of 1,300, 1,400, whatever, that, not a huge high school, is an incredible space. And I happened to come down for the Boo Bash, and I got to see several of riders that were with us tonight perform a few weeks ago, and the place was packed. And I had to find a space for the perches in the corner because there were so many people there. And so that's just an example of something we can do now that we couldn't have done in the past. And man, our students were exceptional, just phenomenal to watch what they did, and so cool. So the work our kids are doing is awesome, but the conditions that have been created, as a superintendent, blow my mind. So for that, just grateful that every day when I come to work that our students have the opportunities they have to go out and as their shirts say, they're not done because they expect excellence, right? They expect high levels of them, and this community did the same for the students, and that's pretty neat. I mean, it doesn't always happen that, so that's pretty exciting. And the last one is, I just want you to know that the conversations with the library continue. It's moving forward. The legal teams are working together, and it's looking like we'll have something ready to put in front of both boards early December. So stay tuned. I think the work back and forth is feeling good. I had another conversation with Christy today at the library, and she feels positive. I'm working with her attorney on her side. We do on our side. So things continue to proceed in a positive direction, and we'll keep you informed as we move toward a December day. And I think that's it, Brother Elson.
Okay. Any questions? All right. Well, thank you, Superintendent Nielsen. Excuse me. We will report from the CFO office. Mr. Everest, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, President
All right.
members of the Board of Education, and Superintendent Nielsen. Tonight, we'll just do a quick overview of the district's an update on our monthly financial status. If you go to the second slide in the slide deck, you see that that we've received almost 31% of our budgeted monthly revenue and expended almost 94% of our budgeted expenditures. Our schools are, within an acceptable range of their monthly budgeted expenditure, ranging from just over 88% to about 103.5%. That's really they're kind of where we would expect them to be at this point in time. Moving on to the third slide, this just lays out the detail. You can see in the date column, we range from 22% to just over 26% year-to-date budget spent. So again, that's right in the area where we would expect for this time of year. Going to the fourth slide, our district departments expended 87.67% of their monthly budgets. There were a couple of kind of higher departments that spent significantly more than their monthly budgeted amount, and that's basically just because of one-time expenditures, the expenditures for the semester or for the year that were just captured all in 1 month. So I don't have any cause for concern with those end of departments. Moving on to the fifth slide, our other funds. Actually, we can just skip over to the sixth slide if we could. Looking here, so you'll see the food service fund, 258% current monthly spending. The reason for that is because we weren't coding things correctly. We made our Sodexo bill, so I made all those corrections in the month of October. So that's why. So we had several months pile up in October for our expenditures and report. If you look at the year-to-date column, we're at 18.22% of the annual budget. So that's well within where we would expect it to be. Looking at our building fund, their current month, almost 175% of their month budget. The reason for this is basically the primary activity in the building fund at this point is the construction of RMS. And we are getting very, very close to the end of that. So this reflects the expenditures through October for the building fund, basically for RMS at this point. So the current monthly amount, that's line time, and just also we have a flurry of activity at the first half of the year to build RMS. So that's why the building fund looks how it is. The capital reserve fund, 225%. Reason for this is the district is currently doing a lot of insurance funded repairs. Those repairs were not in the adopted budget. So when we do the supplemental budget, those will get incorporated in. We already have the revenue from the insurance company to do the repairs. So we're just actually doing them now. So it'll just be a matter of approving the budget to incorporate those new expenditures in the supplemental budget. This concludes my presentation and can answer any questions the board may have.
Any questions?
When are you gonna present the student count in each school, final count?
Well, the final we can definitely do in the December meeting.
Okay.
Because we'll have it will actually be official for our December meeting. So I'll actually be able to give you official.
But it's peaked tonight.
I lied. I don't have a presentation on it, but I could rattle up a few.
We can wait. We can be patient.
Okay.
Where'd you guys get shirts made?
I use Hot Top Graphics.
Oh, they weren't I was gonna say, because we need one for Michael Evers that says that you can wear up to the December meeting. It says, not yet.
I'm gonna ask every meeting. I'm always, it's like the biggest budget driver.
Yes, it is.
I'm impatient.
Director Proctor, things really haven't moved since the last numbers I gave you. I mean, they moved a little bit, but we're still within that range.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, we'll move on to our consent agenda, our adopted rules of entry procedure. Provide for a consent agenda listing several items for approved board by single motion. Most of the items listed under the consent agenda have gone through board review and recommendation. The documentation concerning these items has been provided to the board members and the public in advance to assure an extensive and thorough review. Any item may be removed from the consent agenda at the request of a board member. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
Second.
We have a motion by Director Johnson, a second by Director Proctor to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, Ms. Diagon, please pull board.
Molly Johnson,
Yes.
Amanda Proctor,
Yes.
Nate Hassan,
Yes.
Amy Musgrave, Michael Whale.
Yes. Does anybody need a recess? I gotta ask, right? It's on there. We'll move into our special business. Our first item of special business is the RHS Cheer Nationals approval. Superintendent Nielsen.
President West, board members, we have with us tonight, Coach Mock and several of our cheer team here to ask permission to go to nationals. I just want to again celebrate this group of high flyers. Right? I think it's pretty neat to watch what you do, the talent you have. I learned tonight some of you already have made decisions on what's next for you. Pretty excited to hear a Boise State Bronco in the house. That's pretty exciting. Close to home for me. That's pretty so. Coach, do you want to come up and talk about, maybe introduce your...
I'll introduce the seniors, and the seniors are going
Awesome.
to talk about their trip.
That sounds great.
Come on, guys. So we recently had the opportunity to participate in a regional. They no longer do the regional live here in
Colorado, so we had to do it virtually, which was a whole new experience and horrible experience, but we got through it. And they earned their bid to nationals. So they're going to talk to you about their experience in the past nationals and why they would like to go.
Yeah, it's always been a great opportunity to be able to travel as a team. You really build a lot of connections with your teammates. It's just a wonderful opportunity to be able to compete at a national level and kind of represent home in like, a faraway place. It's always been an amazing opportunity to be able to go.
You also tell us your name and tell us what you're thinking about doing next year.
Do you have your megaphone that you could do it through? That'd be so awesome.
I'm Makai Sade. I'm a nerd, and I hope to continue cheering in college. I haven't really made up my decision yet, but right now, it's at the top school I'm looking at them.
Go Pokes.
Remember Susano's excited about that.
I might have a school with his dad.
They were like close, yeah. I can't remember how to check it yet.
Okay, we'll just go ahead and look. Go ahead, Tim.
Yes, oh, nice. So last year was the first year doing cheer. I got roped in by a couple of the seniors before, and I want to say it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I mean, I'm continuing cheering in college at Boise State University, which I think is pretty cool. And we went to nationals last year, and that was probably the coolest experience of my life. I've been to 8 different states for other sports, mainly track. And I think cheer nationals was probably the coolest thing I've ever been to. And I met a lot of incredible people. I'm still friends with like 10 of people that I met there. And just like the time I spent with the team, like not only at Disney World, but at the competition too, was incredible. And it'd be an honor to represent Roosevelt there again. I mean, we're such a small town. Competing against like those bigger schools like Texas and Florida, it's really cool to be able to go out there and that we can do that too, Like, nobody expects it, but we can. So, yeah.
Very true.
Oh yeah, my name's Tony, by the way.
My name is Gavin Smith, and I'm a senior too, and I've cheered all 4 years for Roosevelt. And yeah, I would just really love to travel with my team again. It'll be my 3rd year in nationals, and it's just really fun, and it's like the best experience I've had. Like you build like stronger bonds with your team. You get to travel and compete like with teams you've never seen before and stuff. So.
I'm Felicia Rodriguez. I'm also a senior, and this is my 3rd cheering and my 3rd year on varsity. I think it's an opportunity for us to go to nationals, and this is my 3rd year going in. Would be my 3rd year going to nationals, and I met all of my best friends last year. We all grew really close last year.
My name is Al. I've been cheer for 2 years. This is my 1st year on varsity. I would love to travel to nationals. I've never traveled out of state with a team like this, and it would be really fun to experience it. And the feeling of getting to win is just really amazing, and I would really love to travel with all my friends. So yeah.
I'm Riley Montano. This is my first year varsity, by the way.
Nice.
Never gone to nationals, obviously, but from what I hear from everybody else, blast. So much rather spend my time than sitting at home and literally doing nothing.
Schoolwork.
But coming at sports, I just obviously got done with football, and gives me something to